on this side of the county, and I haven't went live in a long time. While I'm at my property, there's just not enough service. They working on the road right there. There we go. Let's put this up here. Oh, a little bit done jump behind my back. You don't have to move a little bit. You can be on my shoulder, but you can't be between my back and the seat. Move, 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 move. There you go. Yeah, you can be right there. Laying his head on my lap. I just bought 3 pounds of red onion sets. My mama used red onions in her restaurant. I think because there's more, it gives more color. Whoa, somebody planted a whole bunch of trees alongside the road here. They bought up a lot of this land on this road to put up solar panels. And I guess they're planting trees as like a visual barrier. But I got the 3 pounds of red onion sets. Now the hardware store ain't got no more red onions. I got a little bit up here with me. Because he's got to go with me because what if a hawk swoops down and gets him or something? So I'm not gonna leave him out there. He was kind of upset. He wanted to stay and play with Duke and Dolly, so he pouted a little bit. Normally he wants to ride, but this time he wanted to stay. Well, Brittany didn't worry too much about him out there with the hawks and stuff. When I get back that way, I probably won't have no more service anymore. And they'll probably cut out and act all crazy. But while I'm on this side of the county, I got some phone service. The wind blew my greenhouse all over the place again. Got real windy. I'm not used to all that wind going across my property, but the neighbors on both sides of my property clear cut about almost 10 acres on both sides. And now it's a lot more windy. Hey, Ravenheart, what's up, man? There's a little bit on my shoulder. I'll show you these red onion sets. And I'll probably never buy any more after this. I went ahead and bought 3 pounds of them because I want to grow a lot of onions. I think my mama's restaurant uses more than 7,000 onions a year. Oh, they got this bag all taped up, wrapped up. When they make these onion sets, they grow an onion from seed, and then they kind of stop it early, and then you kind of restart the process. But it takes 2 years to get the seeds from them. You know, you gotta let them grow a year, and then next year they'll make that little flower thing up at the top, and then it almost looks like another onion up in the air on top of the stalk, and it'll have seeds in it. But these, I like the Vidalia onions the best. And where I live, you can legally, whoa, where the phone? There it is. You can grow Vidalia onions. The type of soil has to be a certain type of soil, and it's got to be a certain kind of onion. And Wheeler County is one of the Vidalia onion counties. And that's what I like to eat. But the red onions have more color for the restaurant. And I figured I might as well grow an onion, which I know I can sell Vidalia onions. They sell pretty easy. But I pretty much know Mama will buy any of the red onions I grow. So I figured I might as well grow them. And since the storm tore up the greenhouse, I had my mulch pile in the greenhouse for about 4 days maybe. I don't know. I wasn't keeping up with it. And the greenhouse got kind of tore up. Not the canopy, just the frame. So I can build another frame. So it's not like I lost all the money. But it ain't getting done today. I'm planting more onions today. I've already planted 100 onions, but I started doing math and it ain't near enough. This first year, I'm not going to be able to, I mean, they're out of onions at the hardware store. I'm not going to have enough to meet the demand. So I'll pretty much sell all the onions I grow and I'll let a few go to seed, and they'll make a lot of seed. And then next year, I should be able to sell all Mama needs. But I guess it's coming up, I mean the year after, 2 years from now. This next year when these onions get ready, Mama will probably have to still buy most of her onions somewhere else. But then eventually I'll be growing 7,000 onions a year or whatever it is. Hello everybody. I haven't saw all the comments, I'm driving. Granny Gale's trees gotten big enough that she don't have to shield them. I haven't seen her put plastic on them this year. And they don't look like they took any damage at all. My orange tree is a lot smaller. And it always dies almost pretty close to the ground and then comes back and grows more than he did the year before. Well, his armadillo, I told about it in another video, but Luke was out in the woods barking, and I go out there, and there's an armadillo tail in the back 2 feet, and the armadillo is digging up under a tree, and he's trying to pull it out by the tail, and the armadillo tail stayed in the dog's mouth, but the armadillo kept moving deeper in the ground. That armadillo was strong. I grabbed the tail and tried to pull it out, and it wasn't happening. Which if I would have caught it, I would have made sure the dogs didn't hurt it, and kept it in the house till Brittany got off work, showed Brittany, and then let it go. But I had 7 dogs all around trying to get that armadillo, and I thought if I dig it out, they might grab it and hurt it. So I just let it escape. I didn't help them dig it up. And then just barked for about 20 minutes. Want the armadillo to come out and play or whatever. I don't know why he sits there and barks at it like it's going to say, okay, you want me to come out? I'm going to come out. And I've been seeing a lot of living armadillos lately. And normally I only see them dead when they get run over. If you run over an armadillo, sometimes they'll jump up into the bottom of the vehicle. There's a little bit. Look how little that dog is. He's fully grown now. He's not a puppy anymore. I thought armadillos were... They are in Texas. And I thought that, I've always seen them in Wheeler County, but you get the idea it's a desert animal because on TV they always show it out west. And they are out west. But they're in South Georgia too. We've got a lot of armadillos. We got rattlesnakes here too. There's a western diamondback and the eastern diamondback. We got the eastern diamondback over here. Armadillos are good at burrowing, digging. I don't know, but I wonder if they eat ants like an anteater. They don't really look like an anteater. There's some similarities in their snout, but they armored up. They can roll up in a ball. They're a cool little animal. This armadillo, I had that video where it looks like a tree fell in the storm, broke the bottom belly part of that armadillo that died in the woods that I showed in that video. To me, where that rotten stump was, I think that tree fell and killed it, but it was able to dig out from under the tree, and then it bled out and died right there. I think Hurricane Helen killed that armadillo that I had in that video. Now, the one that I saw that was alive was probably at least double the size, maybe even 3 or 4 times the size of that dead one. It was a big armadillo. I just love that about my property. I love that I can go out there and see a crane or a fox or an armadillo or a raccoon, or sometimes I see, now I know I'm gonna sound crazy here, but sometimes I see some cryptic animals. Like I can't explain, I don't know what I saw. Like it's just a crazy, like I don't get a good look at it. I might have an otter that hangs around the woods and jumps in the water and swims. But sometimes there's something that's like I hear it and I'm thinking it might be a dog or something, and it just it runs off and it jumps in the water and swims under the water. Someone said it might be a beaver, but I just think I don't know how fast beavers move, but I think it moves too fast to be a beaver. And when you can't really see something, your imagination fills in the gaps. When you can't really hear something, your imagination fills in the gaps. There were rattlesnakes in the Virginia mountains. You know that when I was a boy, people, not every day, but maybe once a week, maybe not every, maybe that's exact. It just seemed like you were always hearing people say they killed a rattlesnake. Killed a rattlesnake in the yard. I killed a rattlesnake. And everybody was killing them all the time. They were all over the place. And now, you know, it's like every 4 or 5 years somebody kills a rattlesnake. Maybe Wade Purvis done got them all. But I just don't see as many as I used to see. I've killed 3 rattlesnakes in my life. And a lot of times, you know, they kill a lot of rats and rabbits and whatever, and they give you a warning. So I'd most of the time leave them alone, but sometimes they just can't be where they're at, you know, because your dogs or your children are going to, it's just not worth the risk, you know. It sucks that he's trying to warn you. You know, he's not really an aggressive like a water moccasin or some cottonmouth or what am I thinking about? Not copperhead. A copperhead's kind of aggressive, but a rattlesnake really ain't that aggressive. If they're a pit viper, they see heat, so they might mistake your foot for a rabbit or a mouse. But most of the time, if they know you're a person, they know they can't eat you. They're not going to try to bite you. They're going to try to warn you. But my puppy and my dog was all jumping around it, barking. And so I shot that rattlesnake that I made my billfold out of because I didn't want it to kill my dogs. And my dogs weren't listening. I told my dogs, come back. And they didn't listen. And, you know, like sometimes kids will be walking in the yard. You don't want them to step on a rattlesnake. But my dog wouldn't come away from the rattlesnake. The puppy wouldn't come away from the rattlesnake. And I'm not about to risk my dog's lives to save the rattlesnake's life, you know. That rattlesnake can be a billfold. It's so windy today. I'll flip this over. You see my greenhouse? That greenhouse frame is all bent up and broken all over the place. The wind's blowing like crazy, which ain't blowing as hard as it was, but it's still windy out there, and it's kind of cold. It warmed up, and then we got some rain, and now it's going to get cold again. Let me read these comments. I ain't driving no more. I can't believe I still got service. I think the rain and cloudy weather was making the service worse. A monkey face with no eyes and a duck beak. You know, I believe that there can be a lot. They say, well, if there was stuff out there, like we would have seen it by now or be on video or whatever, but humans can't really climb stuff as steep as a lot of animals. And you really can't go in the woods and sneak up on something. You're going to walk on leaves and make noise, and things are going to smell you. So animals that can hear better than humans, smell better than humans, that don't want humans to see them, it's going to be hard to see them. And I tell you this one, you know, the dogs ain't barking at nothing. You just don't always, sometimes it seems like they're barking at nothing. Oh, hey, dude. Duke's saying hello to me. Look, a Duke come up here. As soon as I open the door, he in my lap. He's a good dog, ain't he? He ain't been too good. He's been sick this last day. I'm about to give every single one of these dogs ivermectin, whether they need it or not. That way, if one of them's got something, they'll spread it to the others. Hey! Little bit getting jealous. He don't want Duke up here. Little bit. Little bit. You leave Duke alone. Duke's nice to you, and he can eat you in one bite. Duke won't let... Duke eats first, and then he lets the other dogs eat. But if Dolly or his pug or him, he gets on to him. But he will let Little Bit eat. He'll let Little Bit eat.
out of his bowl. Won't even let his wife, but a little bit. And then a little bit gonna bark at him, be mean to him just because he's getting panicked. A little bit, you be, hey, oh, I didn't mean to drop you. The dog jumped. Dolly jumped up to say hello. She always says hello to him when he gets out. She jumped up, put his paw on him, Duke saw me. But it was a giant pink helicopter with Japanese and left in a flash. I got to make sure everything's okay because Mama and Brittany just tried to call me while I was going driving. Little bit, quick. You know why Little Bit's being mean like that? These puppies was fighting, right? And they bit him in the balls. And his left ball got bit. And now if they sniff him anywhere near the back of him, he attacks them. But they're just babies. He's too aggressive. It says I'm live, but ain't got nobody watching. They don't know I'm back. Why is it flipped around? Why is it black? It's black. It ain't showing nothing.